If you want to get in the zone more often, hit the like button. Today we talk about mental toughness, what it is and how you can develop it. So let's get right into it. Mental toughness has to do with time. Don't worry, we're not going to get into physics here, but you need to understand time. It has to do with the past, the present, and the future. Regarding the past, something tough is that which can endure adversity, pain, and failure and keep functioning. So a mentally tough player can experience a quote-unquote bad past and keep functioning at a high level in the present. Regarding the present moment, mental toughness is the ability to focus on the task at hand, despite booing crowds, pressure, expectations. And regarding the future, mental toughness is the expectation that things will work out even if they aren't great right now and haven't been great in the past. Let's focus on the past because that's where I see many mentally soft players getting stuck. To develop mental toughness, you have to deal with memories. You have to deal with that past very quickly. Memories form very quickly during a game. Now, there's a simple formula for dealing with the past. 1. When something bad happens, you consider it a fluke and easily fixable. And 2. When something good happens, you assume it's going to last and will be hard to get rid of. So if you make a shot, you feel like that's a sign of things to come, and you're probably going to get hot. If you miss a shot, you say it's just a fluke, easily fixable. Mentally soft players think that the bad is going to last and will be hard to correct. When something good happens, they feel like it's going to be fleeting and easy to erase. So they make a shot and they feel like, that's just lucky. I've missed so many, they're probably not going to keep going in. A mentally tough player, even if he's missed 5 shots in a row, will make one and go, oh, that's the sign of things to come. That's going to be hard to change now. This is the new game. I just made a shot. You see this with star players all the time. How quickly they can build a great game from one good thing happening. That's why we say get to the free throw line and that'll help you get into the zone. Just see the ball go in a few times. But what does this mean practically? More practically. Meaning, what do we do to actually get rid of those bad feelings? Because it's one thing just to get advice, and I try to pride myself on this channel to not just describe what happens, but to actually give you tools you can use to fix the problems in your game. If you miss a shot, you have to start to learn that it means nothing. We teach you to see a swish in your mind after every miss. This is especially useful for young players who seem to not be able to get over a few missed shots. You can do this very quickly in a fraction of a second. When you put too much weight on misses, it negatively impacts your game. You're focusing not on the present. You can't play the game of basketball and be stuck in the past. And the past is either a vision or a feeling. It's that vague feeling that I've missed a few shots. Sometimes you even have an 0 for 5 in your head. What we teach you to do is if you miss a shot, replace the miss with a swish very quickly. This is what mentally soft players do not do. They keep replaying the misses over and over and over again. I once coached a team. A friend was sick and I filled in. There were a bunch of teenagers and I taught them this method before the game. They had their best shooting game of the season. I said, I don't want any of you to feel as if you've missed a shot, even if you've missed a shot. I want you to, very quickly after a miss, is in your mind, see that same shot swish through the center of the hoop and feel the feeling of a swish. So erase the miss with a swish. Again, they had their best shooting game of the season. Another player I mentored, he said he got stuck on his turnovers. He'd commit a turnover and he'd be stuck in the past. They'd replay in his head. I told him to do this. Imagine Indiana Jones when he's in a tunnel or he's in a cave and he enters one room and a big granite door slams behind him. He can't go back. He can't look back. So in the games, I taught him when he made a turnover to, in his mind, imagine a granite door slamming down and blocking off that memory. Blocking off the feeling and the image of that memory. So he could not even remember the turnover. That's what a mentally tough player does. They are in the present moment by blocking off the past. You may notice here that we are using mental imagery to fix the obsession with the negative past. We're replacing a miss with a swish. We're using a granite door to block off the past. That's because the mind works in images a lot. If I ask you to think of your last game, you will, 1, have a general feeling about the game. We call this a feeling tone. And 2, images will start to pop up. Or little 7-second videos in your mind of the game. A bunch of images will start to stream through your consciousness. Mental imagery works because the mind can use images to change feelings. It's hard to change feelings directly, but you can change them by working with your imagery and your body language, which we'll talk about in other lessons. But imagery is so powerful that when you start to use it, it can help you play much better and become a mentally tough player. So in short, to have mental toughness, you need a combination of two beliefs, and I'm going to give you three strategies. The two beliefs are that the past doesn't equal the future, the bad past is fleeting, it's easy to fix. The second belief is that the good does equal the future, and it's hard to erase. Now the three strategies are: one, to replace a miss with a swish, very powerful. Missing shots gets players out of their game more than anything else. And you know that, don't you? When you're missing, it's the quickest way to zap your game. The second strategy is to use the granite door method. When you commit a turnover, when you do a dumb mistake, a granite door in your mind slams shut. You can even hear it slam, and then you can't remember the mistake or even the feeling of the mistake. That's important. You block out even the feeling of the mistake. And finally, let's add the master mantra. We did say words have power. They're not as powerful. So when you say this mantra, we need to have your body language very strong, your face with fire in the eyes, right? So when you say the master mantra, you need to make sure your body's believing what you're saying. That adds a lot of firepower to just words. And the master mantra is, this is in the full program as well, I'm always in the zone, I'm always on fire. Why do you say? You have a belief that this mantra is going to catch up with your game. Even if you're missing 5, 6, 7 shots, I'm always in the zone, I'm always on fire. I've taught this to players forever, and it's amazing how hot they get even after a bad 3 quarters in the 4th quarter or in the last 5 minutes of a game. You have to have belief. You have to have belief that it's going to happen, and this mantra keeps you there. So believe it, even if reality in the present moment doesn't seem like it aligns with I'm always in the zone, I'm always on fire. And just like monks who repeat a certain phrase over and over again to hone the mind onto one thing, saying this one thing over and over again puts the mind in a sort of trance. And it also is touching on the future. I'm always in the zone, I'm always on fire. It's an expectation that good things are going to happen in the future. Do you understand? Okay, so to sum up, you have to focus on the present where the game's played. That's why we're blocking off the past with the granite door. That's why we're playing the miss with a swish, so those negative feelings don't seep into the present. Now, a healthy present moment, as you can tell, has a trace amount of the good past in it. A subtle background feeling that the bad past has been erased and the good past is influencing the present in a positive way. So if you make 5 shots, you let that feeling of making 5 shots seep into the present moment. If you miss 5 shots, we replace the miss with a swish, and we let the feelings of the imagined swishes seep into the present moment, and then it's subtly in the background. And a healthy present moment also has a sense of a good, successful future in it. So we have an expectation of success in the future. It's just a subtle feeling that things are going to work out. I remember in Maxwell Maltz's book, Psycho-Cybernetics, he said, carry around that winning feeling. The idea that you're going to win and be successful. So the present is a focus on the task at hand, and we do that through a mantra. And then we have good feelings, excited feelings about the future seeping in, expectations of success. And then we have from the past, the good things that happened in the past seeping into the present. And it's just subtly in the background, You've been in the zone. It's totally in the present, and you're excited about the future. It's subtle, and you feel good about what you've just done because you made 5 shots in a row. It's almost like the past and the present come in form of peak. Let's just put it this way. The past swoops in and up from the left, and the future swoops in and up from the right, and it forms a wave, and then you ride this wave of the present. It's very powerful to get there. One last point I have to make, mentally tough players train much harder than mentally soft players. They train physically harder in that they are in great shape, they do a lot of conditioning, and do a lot of skill work as well. They practice more than they play, maybe a 3-to-1 ratio. 3 hours of skill work for every 1 hour of a pickup game. Also, they train their mind. If you're interested in training your mind, head over to BasketballBrain.com to learn more about how changing your psychology can dramatically improve your game. Growing up, I was always interested in the mental game. After years of study, I developed the BasketballBrain program. My life is devoted to helping others achieve their greatness. I hope you'll like, subscribe, and if you take a chance with the BasketballBrain program, I promise you your game's going to reach levels that you never thought.